Good morning, sir.
Well,
Sir,
hello.
yes,
Yes,
sir.
am I audible?
Yes, sir, it's clear, sir.
Okay. Uh, Sir, have you received that PPT?
Yes, sir, I checked it.
Yes, yes, yes,
And,
yes.
sir, should I
So,
present it or?
you can. Yeah, I think you can start at 10:40 now.
Yes, sir, I'll do it.
Okay, okay. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. No, I'm waiting.
Fine,
Right.
sir.
Okay.
And dear participants and guests and everyone, the session will begin exactly at 10:30.
లోకి ప్రయాణం చేయాలి. ఇదే కదా అసతోమా సద్గమయ, తమసోమా జ్యోతిర్గమయ.
And sir, we shall begin, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Life is a journey. Day by day, we learn more, and this is yet another beginning of our journey. A very good morning and a warm welcome to one and all. It's an honor for me to be with you all today through this national webinar on Gandhian influence on current government programs and policies. So we are happy to have amidst us the distinguished academician and a renowned genius, Dr. Jaswant V. Rathod, Head, Department of English, Government Arts and Commerce College, Gujarat, for honoring our invitation to be the chief guest of this webinar. I welcome you, sir, and I'm greatly privileged to welcome our esteemed secretary, Dr. P. Magendran, who plays a vital role in formulating the educational policies of our college. So welcome you, sir. And it gives me much pleasure in welcoming our principal, Dr. N.R. Shanti Mageshwari, who always provides beneficent support for the development of our college. Her leadership is reflected in all the progressive activities of our institution. I welcome you, ma'am, and I'm pleased to welcome our director, Dr. G. Venkatachalapati, whose guidance and support are manipulated in all the progress of our college. A very special welcome to all the research scholars, students, and staff members who have joined us here today. So we welcome you all. And may I take this opportunity to welcome our secretary to deliver the presidential address. And sir.
Thank you, Dr. Saravana Selvakumar.
Yes,
very good morning to all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, it's clear, sir.
Most respected the chief guest, the resource person of this program, Dr. Jaswant Rathod from Gujarat, and the respected principal, the director, the organizing secretary, the organizing committee members, and other departments of GVN College, the research scholars, and the student friends, and all the viewers. I extend a warm welcome. Very good morning to you all. It gives me immense happiness to be here on this platform to celebrate the birth of our Mahatma Gandhi on this 2nd October. It's really, I feel really happy, and it's been, I've been looking forward to this particular day to listen to when Dr. Saravana Selvakumar spoke about the resource person. I was looking forward to listen his expert the lecture and the kind of the principles and the practices of our Mahatma, which always true in the sense of practical applications, which I look forward to listen to from our chief guest. And what inspired me from the lessons of our Mahatma is that his simple life. The one, very many, he's kind of having he had a kind of a charisma which led others to follow his principles and the practices. What most inspired me is that, his personal cleanliness. He's something like, is a karma yogi. He led the whole nation and for the total freedom. He advocated many kind of principles. He had a faith in God, which I believe that he said that is the basic fundamental rule, which a foundation for moral values. And personally he abstained from all sort of intoxications like coffee, tea, and tobacco and alcohol kind of drinks. That itself, shows what kind of a person he was. And apart from that, the personal fitness, wherever he go, he very minimum he used transportation. He go only by walk, and which you could see, from his video, the programs. And he is the one who actually he integrated all the three levels of the body, mind, and the soul. Whatever he did, that is kind of an integration which we need to practice. Whatever the kind of actions, these steps we take, these three things could integrate it, and to do the job. That job will be extremely will be done in a good way. And he, apart from that, he advocated the principles of non-attachment and the non-violence. The most important principles that the two important principles which are mostly inspired me is that the truthfulness, that is satya, and the ahimsa, the non-violence, which our own scriptures say that in the yama niyamas of Ashtanga Yoga, Satya, Saucha, Santosha, and of course, foremost is that Ahimsa, which he has been practicing all through his life, and we should also should follow without any doubt. And apart from that, apart from his simple life, he had a kind of foresightedness, and sacrificing his life for the welfare of the people, especially he took much interest in emancipating the women force. So much is there. Every line of his life, if you look at it, which inspires a lot. With that extent, furthermore, I'm just look forward to listen from our chief guest. And that he is also from the Gujarat, where our Mahatma was born, and he will be giving us more points, which of course, which will be much worth to listen and to follow. My only request is that just not by just reading his the Mahatma's principles and practices not enough. We should take a resolution to follow at least a few principles. Definitely, that will lead us from from darkness to light. I just heard in the morning some said about Asatoma Sadgamaya, that mantra. Let us take a resolution to follow certain kind of principles which our Mahatma Ji followed, and for our own self-transformation. With a few words, I extend warm welcome again to all the viewers and participants and chief guests, all the members, and I look forward to listen from our resource person. Thank you all. Over to Dr. Saravana Selvam, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And I request our respected principal, Dr. N.R. Shanti Mageshwari, to address the gathering. And ma'am, over to you, ma'am.
Good morning. Kekda.
Yes, ma'am. Clear, ma'am.
Good morning to all. Respected Secretary, Dr. P. Mahendran sir, and Honorable Chief Guest, Jaswant Rathod, and respected Director, Venkadasalapati sir, and Organizer, Saravana Selvakumar, and participants of this webinar. Very good morning to all. We all know that the Gandhism is a body of ideas that describes the inspiration, vision, and the life work of Mahatma Gandhi. It is particularly associated with contribution to the idea of non-violent resistance. The two pillars of Gandhism are truth and non-violence. Gandhi used to say the soul of idea lives in villages. His basic idea to make the villages independent and self-reliant. There is no secret that our Prime Minister Modi admires Gandhi. He has announced his first big project to start the Swachh Abhiyan on 2nd October 2015. He has taken a personal interest in promotion of Khadi and it has become profit-making body after that. He had taken much effort on developing village infrastructure and improving basic facilities such as building toilets in villages, delivering electricity to every village by laying fiber cable to every panchayat. His commitment for village was top priority in his first tenure. Also, he had come up with Kisan Samman Nidhi to provide some cash to farmers for their expenses and benefit. PM Modi reminded the nation and world about people-centric globalization. He again evoked Gandhi in many ways. The economic idea of Gandhi ignored in totally by political successor of Gandhi, but the irony is that now the same ideas have been getting recognition in the COVID-19 crisis. Now the entire world is facing one of the worst crises of the past 100 years. The basic foundation of globalization is shaking. Gandhism also permits in the realm of the individual human being, non-political and non-social. He always said, my life is a message. Here, today the topic is very interesting and needed one for everyone. Enjoy the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I take great pride in inviting our director to share a few words with us. And sir, over to you, sir.
Good morning to all of you. The most respected Secretary of our college, Dr. Mahendran sir, Honorable Principal of our college, Dr. N.R. Sandhi Madam, the coveted Chief Guest of Today's function, Dr. V. Jaswant Rathod, the organizer of this function, Mr. Saravana Kumar, and all the participants. Thank you one and all for having given me the opportunity to deliver the facilitation address. Already our Secretary Sir and Principal have highlighted the Gandhian way of life. Today we are facing so many problems, not only in home but also in country, and we can find solution for all these problems by following the Gandhian principles. People used to say that India is a rich country with poor people. It is all because we are not able to tap the rural resources. 70% of the population live in rural area. If the rural areas developed, certainly the whole country can develop evenly. So that is what actually the Gandhian principle must be followed. Then only we can achieve the real economic progress. Today there is a gulf between the haves and have-nots. So I hope the government of India has taken a number of steps to follow the Gandhian principles in almost all the areas. Today the globalization has actually hit a roadblock because of the coronavirus. That is why the countries have realized the importance of self-reliance. And I hope the Gandhian way of life will certainly motivate the countries to live peacefully and also to achieve even development. So with these words, I'd like to end up my facilitation. I thank one and all for having given me this opportunity at this very prestigious function. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir and ma'am, for your interesting and thought-provoking address. And I am profusely overjoyed to take the opportunity to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Jaswant V. Rathod, Head Department of English, Government Arts and Commerce College, Gujarat. He is a well-known personality in this field. He had his formal education and qualified NET in 2012 and SET in 2016 and completed professional courses too. His role during the pandemic in organizing informative and educative webinars, both for the teachers and students, were awesome. Overall, he has organized nearly 100 webinars, both national and international. He is such a committed faculty. He has worked in several sections and received numerous awards for his academic excellence. To his credit, he has published several research papers at national and internationally acclaimed journals and conferences. Certainly, we are privileged today to heed the words of such a renowned academician. I am fully confident that this webinar will educate every one of us today. Sir, the session is yours. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, it's clear, sir.
Am I audible? Yeah, yes, sir. And secondly, kindly start my presentation, if you can.
Yeah, I'm doing so.
Can you start my presentation? Yeah, yes.
Sir, can you see, sir? Is it clear, sir?
Okay. Yes, sir. First of all, good morning to all the dignitaries, right? All the scholars of the nation. Thank you so much for providing me a golden opportunity to talk on Gandhi, to talk on this government too. I'm very happy that I am born in India. I should not regionalize it, because Gandhi was born in India, and Gandhi was a great leader of India. Right? He was a great political leader who not only taught cooperation, non-cooperation, right? Cooperation as well as non-cooperation, right? And he taught us how we can show our resistance, right? Democratically and liberally, right? He also taught us how cooperation of people can change the world, can have some miracles. We can also have some transformation of our nation through cooperation of each other. Then how work, right? These are all things. He was a man with simple living and high thinking. We tell that two things are very important in life. Number one is idea, and number two is ideal. Right? He is. I think he was a man of idea and ideal. Simply we say that ideals do not die. Right? So idea and ideals do not die. Gandhian ideas are, you can say, surfacing and resurfacing, read and read it, right, by all. It is Gandhian ideas that can be, you can say, nourished, modified, recycled, right, in any way, right. So from Gandhism to Gandhiji to Munna Bhai MBBS, right, we can have many ideas, many concepts, utilized, used, recycled, modified in modern terminologies. And these ideas, these Gandhian thoughts cannot have, you can say, decay or destruction. We cannot wipe out simply Gandhi. And that's why he was the world leader who has provided us a kind of universal knowledge, a kind of universal discourse. Now Gandhi is himself a discourse, right? He was also a social reformer. The next slide. He was a reformer. And change systems, you have to change structures. It is right. You have to change yourself first. You have to transform your body and mind first. And he provided many methods of decolonizing us, and that's why he, from the early, you can say, hypocritic and superstitious rituals to transform India, he has also provided us some strategies, some way outs, right, to transform India into prosperous and democratically strong nation. He has a kind of charismatic relationship. He was a suitable, I can say, guy, political leader, right? With a very good, you can say, clever instincts, and he was committed to the development of the nation. He was all he thought of nation. He died for the nation. He thought of how to transform India. In his hints for us, we can have many glimpses. We can have many, you can say, ideas. Right? He says in his this great book, he said that I do not hate British. I simply do not hate the British. If they can work for the development of India, I will accept them. I will invite them to work for India. So he was not a man of a man. We can you can say we can put him up into any kind of race or any kind of, you can say, ideology. He has translated himself. Right from, you can say, from a corner of Gujarat to nation and to the globe, right? So Gandhian thought is no more, you can say, old-fashioned and anti-progress. It is quite progressive. They are valuable, and they are our heritage to the nation. They are our own thinkings, right? Which can be spread all over the world, right? So they are no more national now; they are global. They are no more. They have crossed their boundaries. They have transcended from the corner of the Gujarat to the nation and to the world. So everyone, you can say, every political leader is using Gandhi. Every political leader is, you can say, getting the ideas from Gandhi. So maybe Trump or maybe Putin, right? Everyone believes that there are some good, let me say it, political ideas, right? Social ideas, socio-cultural ideas in Gandhian literature. Next, sir. So as a social reformer, he has insisted on, Dr. Kumar, next slide, please. As a social reformer, he has insisted on some social changes. Drastic changes were needed before independence and after independence. And in his literature, in his books, in his letters, we can find, you can say, he's find him pointing out some great social changes, from untouchability to cleanliness to health and to hygiene, right? He says that morality is also, you can say, when you enter into the politics, when you enter into the social life, you must have some morals. And when you have some morals, then means morality as well as your social values, as well as your commitment towards any socio-cultural political field, that can bring change in not only you, but also in the life of the nation, in the developmental life of the nation. So he also pointed out some national services, and mostly he talked on in his books. We can find in his books he has developed, he has theorized on economic development of India. Economic development of post-independent India was his focus, or was a focal point for him. So next. So as an economic thinker, his economic thought is imbibed in his overall philosophy. So whether you read his autobiography or Hind Swaraj or his letters or his political documentaries, right, you can find that he philosophizes his economic thought. Actually, he was economist as well as philosopher. right? So he has that holistic approach, and he aims at the socio-economic reconstruction of society. He think Gandhi thinks that economic development can only be possible when society will have certain changes. Socio-cultural changes will bring some economic reconstruction. And if we develop economy, right, we can have that socio-cultural changes. So both of them for Gandhi, if we read Gandhi, both of them were complementary to each other, were supplement to each other, right? If economy is vitamin, then socio-cultural structure is a body. Or if we say that socio-cultural and socio-cultural values are, you can say, vitamins, then the economy is a body. All right. So these are some next, please. Yeah. These are some significant Gandhian concepts. First of all, he dreamt of decolonizing the nation. See, for him, colonizers were not villains, but their strategy to enslave us, but their ways to make us slave were villainous, were cruel. And that's why he, in his books, he provided us some strategies, some methodologies, how we can decolonize the nation, how we can wipe out some colonial imprints which are been rooted in us from the early British period. So from the early British period, we are injected these such kind of things, right, and such silly manners, such silly attitudes, as well as such silly, you can say, ways of life and thinking, right? Because Macaulay and all the British colonizers, they have not only, you can say, influenced the youth or influenced the Indians during pre-colonial period, economically, financially, politically, but they have also enslaved us mentally. They have also enslaved us psychologically. So we were also psychologically being kept in the corner, and we were called, you can say, junglis, barbaric, and snake charmers. So Gandhi says that it is the constructive thinking and cooperation, right, which can develop the nation as well as decolonize the nation. So if you want to wipe out the colonial imprints, if you want to wipe out the colonial ills, then you have to decolonize the nation. You have to decolonize the mind, right? Mind of the people, right? Learning of the people. Colonized learning had done so much harm to India, and as a nation, we are all enslaved, right? Due to that colonial administration, colonial methodology of enslaving us. Next, he has put emphasis on village industries. So he says, as Madam earlier said very accurately, that village is the soul. Village is the soul of India, and if we develop village, then we will develop nation. So village industries must be boosted. Village industries must be subsided. Village industries must be encouraged, and that will provide us a very nice or very fruitful picture of industrial development in rural sector. So rural India must be developed. Then he talked on education, Nahi Talim, where he also insisted on how to make a man skilled, how to make a student not only learn mathematics, philosophy, English literature, but he must also learn how to plant, how to labor in a farm, right? So all this philosophy of education, Gandhian philosophy of education, which emphasizes on making a human being not only, you can say, educationally, psychologically fit human being, but also morally, spiritually, as well as physically fit human being. So overall development of a student, he talked on. Then he was very much aware. He was very much aware. Gandhiji was very much aware about health and hygiene, and that was very, you can say, area of his consultation, his attention, because he was also one of the members of Indian diaspora, and he also traveled. He also journeyed many countries of the world, and there he got experience, right? And he also, whenever he was in discussion with our colonizers, they always, you can say, mark us junglis and barbaric. They always, you can say, suggest Indians as, you can say, dirty people, right? And this imprint is always there, right? Right from the beginning, right from the colonial period, we have that imprints. And even now, you can say, many of, if we read that, you can say, international flight details, right? So there are many countries who write down that if you are going to India, please take care of these things, right? So it is there. Next, sir. So uh, he basically talked on sanitation, health, and hygiene, right? Sanitation, health, and hygiene are, I think, sir, previous slide. Sanitation, health, and hygiene, right? They are interconnected words. The standards of sanitation in a society are closely interrelated to the levels of hygiene and public health in it. So see, our health, hygiene, sanitation, that provides us our overall picture of a nation, you can say a nation, right? And it also provides us provide our socio-cultural image to the world. Because today the world is the globe is a small village, right? One can go to USA, one can go to UK, and UK, you can say, the British can come to India, right? And he can also come to the small village of Tamil Nadu or the small village of Gujarat. So whenever he visit, whenever these Europeans visit, right, Indian places, right, then they they resurface that idea, that yes, what was written in that, you can say, a discourse of Orientalism, that Indian people were like this, that Indian people were dirty, right? So that idea, that image is resurfaced when they see dirty places in India. So it is also our health, hygiene, and sanitization or sanitation that makes our image right in the world. It also has an economic aspect too, sir, because a healthy citizen is always a booster in the economic development. So whenever some citizens are healthy citizens means healthy nation. And healthy nation saves a lot of money in medicines. For example, today we are in the, you can say, in the time, or you can say today we are in the period of pandemic, right? So we are all suffering from this lockdown period, this post-pandemic or pandemic period, right? So in this period, we are all rich countries as well as the developing countries. They are all the citizens of all these countries. They are all searching for the right kind of vaccine. All right. So if we are healthy, then if a family is healthy, right, the family can save lots of money, right, which can be the medical expenditure if they are not healthy. So that's why health is wealth. Mahatma knew it well, that health is wealth, right? And he wanted to save Indians. He wanted to save Indians from the medical emergencies, right? And these medical emergencies of Indians can be avoided, right? And we can save money if we just take care of, be alert of sanitation, health, and hygiene, right? So Mahatma Gandhi ji put emphasis on that health and hygiene aspect, right? And last one, good health. Good health increases our productivity. We are more productive if we are physically as well as mentally very fit, right? So this is these are the ideas of Gandhi. Gandhi said, next slide, sir. Gandhi said, Gandhi had realized early in his life that the prevalent poor state of sanitation and cleanliness in India, and particularly the lack of adequate toilets in the then largely rural India. So Gandhi realized that, okay, we do not have sufficient sanitation facilities in our rural India, right? So he said that unless we rid ourselves of our dirty habits and have improved latrines, Swaraj can have no value for us. So his idea of Swaraj is also not only the political freedom, but freedom from dirt too, freedom from some shabby areas too. So he tried to emphasize cleanliness, right? So not only he tried to decolonize nation politically, he also wanted to clean the nation so that we can develop, we can grow ourselves economically as well as physically. Then, along with the struggles of India's independence, he laid a continuous struggle for sanitation, cleanliness, and efficient management of all categories of wastes. So he has, along with that freedom movement, along with his ideas to freedom, along with his ideology of decolonizing India, he also provided us some very important ideas regarding sanitation, cleanliness, and management of the waste. So next. When Gandhi visited Kashi Vishwanath temple, he saw dirt and lack of cleanliness. During his speech at Banaras Hindu University, he said, "Is not this great temple a reflection of our own character?" Means he believed that if we provide a dirty picture to the foreigners, if we provide a dirty picture to the people coming over here, we can also provide our dirty image to them, and they will whenever they visit India or wherever they will go with a dirty image. So it is not see, from the person to the nation. He talked that one has to be very alert. As an Indian citizen, it is our responsibility. As an Indian, it is our you can say our duty to be clean and to hold cleanliness motto, or to, you can say, to sanitize the areas around surrounding us, right? So he took from the personal image to the national image. So he was very, very much talking about you can say the alertness in Indians. So he believed that Indians should be very alert. So this is the place there. If you cannot maintain the cleanliness of a religious place, how can you maintain the you can say cleanliness of your street or of your area or of the nation, right? So this is also the idea in which Gandhi demanded, or Gandhi wished, that Indians should cooperate and support him and make India clean. While attending the Gurukul anniversary, he found the sanitation arrangement at the Hardwar fair very deficient. He asked the Gurukul boys to be taught the laws of hygiene and sanitation so that they could function as sanitary inspectors at the annual fairs. So from there he developed that idea of volunteers for some cleanliness. So actually, it is this idea which has been, you can say, which has been so prominent that the government has to, you can say, get this idea. The government has to accept this idea, embrace this idea, and we have now many, you can say, in many states there are, you can say, sanitary volunteers. There are volunteers who can who also work for cleaning areas. All right. So this is he deplored the limitless insanitation at the holy place of Dakor. Dakor is in Gujarat. He saw people defecating on the river banks, including those of the holy Ganges, and using the same water for bathing and drinking. So this is the problem, you can say, seen by Gandhi during his, you can say, independent struggle during 1930s, 1940s. Next, sir. Previous, sir. In Gujarat, at the Gujarat political conference, he said that houses, roads, streets were unclean and dilapidated, which allowed the epidemics to find a home. He even said, if we could banish the plague from India, we shall have increased our fitness for Swaraj. Noticing the street at Nizamabad being full of refuse and with a drain at its center, he had observed, Swaraj ought to begin with our streets. So his idea of liberation, his idea of, you can say, national freedom started also with the freedom from the dirt. Started also from, you can say, he has connected that freedom struggle with sanitation. He has also interlinked that freedom to get political, you can say, politically independent nation. But he also interlinked that movement of sanitation, that movement of, you can say, cleanliness, right, with you can say, the movement of getting freedom, political freedom. So next, sir. Yeah. Previous, sir. Towards decolonizing India, his priority back then was to remove the assertion made by the white settlers that Indians lacked hygiene and therefore needed to be kept segregated. This is how it worked. Gandhi wanted to wipe out that colonial imprinted image of dirty Indian. See, actually, the students of literature, all right, they know about Orientalism, how that Oriental discourse, right, that was born and that was created and that was conceptualized by the white settlers to enslave the black, or to enslave the underdeveloped or undeveloped nations. All right, so this health and hygiene due to our, you can say, our ignorance of sanitization, ignorance of, you can say, our cleanliness. White settlers, our colonial masters, they tried to make us, or they tried to paint us barbaric, jungly, and dirty. So Gandhi not only wanted a political freedom, but also wanted to clean the image by making cleanliness a national movement. So from the very beginning of his national struggle, from the very beginning of his national movement, as you can say, as a father of the nation, or you can say as a great leader of that freedom movement, and that line fits, you can say, very accurately. "Dedi hame azadi bina khadak bina dal." So that in that you can say in that perspective, Gandhi not only provided not only tried to provide us political freedom, but he also wished that the colonial images or the colonial imprints should be wiped out from the minds of our white settlers, from the minds of the Europeans. And we can also we can have also an image after the independence that we are a growing, a developing and clean society. Next, sir. Yeah. So these ideas, development of the rural folk, cleanliness, sanitization, health, hygiene, these are, you can say, these are so powerful ideas that the government has implemented these ideas. Government has you can say accepted, embraced these ideas, and that's why we have in recent governments, you can say in 2015, right, we have Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. The specs, right, Swachh Bharat specs, they are saying lot, they are suggestive of lot. They are saying that okay, Gandhi was the founder, Gandhi was the first founder of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Next, sir. It is called Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Clean India Mission, and spectacles are used as an emblem for government of India's sanitation campaign. It is a countrywide campaign initiated by the government of India in 2014. Its aim is to eliminate open defecation and improve solid waste. Phase 1 of the mission lasted October till October 2019, and phase 2 is on. It is implemented, right, in 2021 and 25th. Next, sir. Under the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, as per the government of India's website, www.swachhbharatmission.government.in, 10.68 crore household toilets are built since 2nd October 2014. There are 3,177 open defecation free villages. So villages have, you can say, villages have banned that defecation in on the open places, right? We are all committed to building a Swachh and Swasth Bharat under this government. We are all because Gandhiji has let me remind Gandhi, because one can if one can free politically through non-cooperation, let me remind you the British era, one can also develop a nation through cooperation. So cooperated and committed, we all are, you can say, are aiming at building a Swachh and Swasth Bharat, clean and healthy India. We have also under this initiative, government initiative, we have also Swachh Iconic Places SIP. Right, it is an initiative focusing on cleaning up to 100 places across the country that are iconic due to their history, heritage, religious or cultural significance, with high visitors footfall. Right, so there are many foreigners, right, coming over to India, visiting India, and they are visiting these places, these iconic places, and that's why government has you can say implemented this initiative of Swachh Iconic Places. So next, even under this Abhiyan, under this mission, we have Namami Ganga project, right, which aims to establish open defecation free ODF Gram Panchayats along the banks of river Ganga, right, and develop solid and liquid waste management system. Swasthta Pakhwada is also one of the initiatives of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, right, which is launched in 2016, and it is launched by, it is inspired by our honorable Prime Minister Modi's vision to engage all Indian ministries and departments in Swachhta related activities for 15 days. And it is also successful, because many departments now are organizing 15 days Pakhwada Swachhata Pakhwada, at least for their you can say individual organization, at least for their colleges, at least for their means their nearby areas. So it is means it is successful. Swachhata Pakhwada has gone many miles ahead of symbolism and entered into actual impactful activities. Means it has its own impact. It is means it is quite influential and it is quite active. People are now taking it as a festival, right? Many prominent Indians, including Shah Rukh Khan and Shashi Tharoor. I have named two, Shah Rukh Khan, Shashi Tharoor. Both of them are also ambassadors in this mission. Next, sir. So these governments, some government programs, why miss they are these shows the universality of, these show the significance of Gandhian thoughts, right? Government programs influenced by Gandhian concept of rural development. So next, my next area of research is rural development. First of all, this government also insisted its focus on village. Because as Gandhi said, village is the soul of nation, and if we develop the village, we will develop the nation. And that's why, as Gandhi says, an integral part of national development is village. A village is an integral part of you can say national development, economic development particularly. And that's why our many programs, for example, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, which interlinks village to the city, which can provide a very good transportation service, which can bridge the, you can say, small villages to the metros, right? This is a project implemented. This is you can say this is a plan implemented by government of India. This is also influenced by Gandhian thoughts. Then we have rural development, the idea of rural development by Gandhi. Gandhi said that rural development is the key to national development, and that's why we have Jan Dhan Yojana, right? Jan Dhan Yojana also, this also facilitates, right, the rural people, right, the common people, right? And there are many benefits, the direct transfer of subsidies and pension to the rightful beneficiaries, right? This project also made people economically self-sufficient and helped root out the middlemen who preyed on citizens. See, this is a very good impact. You can say this yojana, this policy has made. We do not have now middlemen. We have just government and the citizen. So the citizen who is needy, who can be, you can say, who can get that advantage, right? The right kind of citizen, or you can say the right candidate, right? He is or she is getting the direct benefit from the government. And this also you can say this also has boosted the transparency in the governmental organization. For example, if some organization, government organization is, you can say, is suffering from lethargy, is suffering from, you can say, laziness, and if some government officer is not working properly, this direct benefit means, right, that delays. And when it delays, it also affects, you can say, the political, you can say, dream of any political party. And that's why if someone is leaking the there is some, you can say, loophole in the implementation, it appears quite, you can say, visibly, and that is also you can say indirect benefit to the you can say Indian citizens. A total of 132 million new accounts were opened, and these you can say these accounts through these accounts many banks are providing loans and other financial they are making other financial transactions. Gandhi put you can say emphasis on rural economy, because if we develop and this also can you can say stop something called migration or shift from rural area to the urban area. See, our metros are overpopulated. We have many slums, you can say slum areas, right? Not only you can say you can find not only the slums in Ahmedabad, but you can also find slums in Chennai, or some slums in Delhi, or slums in you can say Mumbai. These things happen due to you can say shift or migration of some bulk of people to the metros. They think that if we migrate, if we shift, right, from our rural village or our rural area to the urban or the you can say metro, right, we will get more opportunities to grow economically, financially. Now, this government has an idea that if we focus on, you can say, if we focus on village and the development of village, then this shift, this migration can be stopped. It can be prevented, or at least there should not be more migration, or you can say more and more people will not migrate or shift towards the metros. And if we can provide them facilities of transportation, you can say, as well as trade, if we can provide them, you can say, if we can digitalize them, right, so we can have also, you can say, we can have also you can say direct benefit, right, to that rural economy. And if we boost that rural economy, we will also means nation will also grow, you can say, fast. So the National Health Protection Scheme, we have governmental schemes, right? It also known as Ayushman Bharat, right? What happened means earlier, people means many people, for example, pregnant women, they have to, you can say, they had to move to the cities for, you can say, delivery. Then you can say the people who are sick, they had to find, they had to, you can say, they had to go to more than 15 or 16 kilometers or 17 kilometers or 70 kilometers sometime, right, to get medical help. Now this Ayushman Bharat Yojana, under this, right, we have many you can say small centers, small medical health centers are, you can say, built, and that provided you can say some infrastructural boost to the village. And secondly, we have also digital village concept, right, which also provides you can say boost to the rural economy. So next. So infrastructural development of rural India. What Gandhi said, see, these are the missions, these are the plans, these are the policies, these are the programs which are directly influenced from the ideology of, from the, you can say, from the thinking process of, or from the, you can say, conceptual framework of Gandhi. So Gandhi tried a lot to develop rural India. Madam has rightly said about Khadi, right? Khadi means as a symbol of our nationality, as a symbol of being an Indian, right? So the Khadi industry has boosted, right, nowadays, and it has also provided, you can say, lot of, you can say, employment, right, to the people. So rural electrification is also one of the factors, right? So this electrification also you can say worked you can say miraculously, and now this due to this electrification, people want to you can say people have you can say tried to, you can say, tried to live in their own places, villages, right? And that also means that also boosted the idea of, you can say, rural industries. And these rural industries are now, you can say, they are now at work. And these rural industries, you can say, which can, which which are very, you can say, which are very beneficial for the national economy. And then we government has also developed facilities of Anganwadi and health center in villages. Digitalization is also you can say next phase, right? So every village will be digitalized, right? Now it is the process is on, right? And that try to link the common citizen of you can say India to the globe, right? So you can say our Indian can also talk with Patrick of USA, or our Miss Gujarati can also communicate with Sophia of UK. All right. Next, sir. Yeah. So see, overall, you cannot ignore, you cannot avoid Gandhi. Right? Whether you are a believer in some ideology or the other, that's your political ideology. Maybe you can say may not be hurdle or maybe different, right? But Gandhian concepts are so liberal. Gandhian concepts are so, you can say, so feasible, so viable that you cannot. You can say you have to enter into the zone of Gandhi. So we have fragrance of Gandhi in the idea of rural economy in Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, right? See, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. You can say that mantra of Modi ji, right? That aims at inclusive growth, right, and financial inclusion of all. Then that also aims at financial and inclusive growth of rural economy. All right, and through Jan Dhan Yojana, it provides banking facilities as credit, remittance, insurance, and pension to all people, right? All Indian. They miss, and this Yojana also covers that Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana also covers not only rural but also some urban people, right, who are poor and who can also get some benefit of this Yojana. This account has also two things, as earlier I mentioned, transparency and direct benefit. These are both, you can say, plus point of the Jan Dhan account. Right. So if you are not getting the benefit of government, right, you are also aware that okay, this government is also not getting giving us the benefit. So that is also you can say a risky factor for the government, right? So they have to, you can say, they have to make their governmental organization, they have to make their officers very transparent, right? And it provides a direct benefit to the to the beneficiary, and we do not have that idea of middleman, right, or agent. Next, sir. So it has you can say it has the Guinness Book of World Record, right? Because more than 1 crore, I think 80 lakhs 96,130 accounts are open, right? And enrollment target was over 7.5 crores household, right? These accounts have total balance of around 1 crore 18 lakh. I think I do not understand the digit. Crores, I mean many crores, right? And it means this money can be also used by bank for other financial transactions, and that also provided, that also means see, it directly connects the citizen to the bank and the bank to the national development. So it is you can say triangle of means government providing some, you can say, some great benefits to the citizen, and it is also the triangle which you can say help to boost the economy. Next, sir. These are the advantages. It empowers to the large section of the society which was neglected earlier. They are now financially inclusive. See, people have now account. They are account holders. Right? Earlier it was not people avoided, right, to get that bank account, right? This scheme focuses on the direct benefit transfer to the beneficiaries. All right, this scheme especially concentrates on the female empowerment, because many women, right? Now, either through Sakhi Mandal or through Anganwadis or through any other sub initiatives, they are getting money, they are getting, you can say, advantages, and they are financially becoming powerful, right? So that is also a plus point of, you can say, these plans and policies influenced by Gandhi. All right. Rupee card, then we have easy access to money for all, right? There is also facility of overdraft, right? It provides the facility of pension and insurance, right? So what Gandhi said in his books, in his discourses, or in his literature, that government, a good government, should also work towards the social as well as, you can say, financial security of its citizens. So this government is also taking that idea, embracing that idea. It is also somehow it is also working for, you can say, providing somewhat I'm using that somewhat financial security to the citizens of India, because we are a large population. There are also hurdles, right, with us as a nation too. But what Gandhi said, that only cooperation can make us economically, you can say, developed country. No, for example, cooperation, without cooperation, any leader. Let me also quote, let me also quote Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. He also said that constitutional may be very good, right? But constitution, if it is not implemented very powerfully, very skillfully, and very cleverly, and you can say with honest intentions, it is just a book, right? So Gandhian discourse, if it is used, if it is utilized, if it is, you can say, idealized, or if it is modified for the growth and for the development of the citizens and the nation, then it is a great heritage to India and Indians as well as the world. Yeah, next LPG. One cannot avoid the influence of Gandhi. See, everywhere. See, because Gandhi is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. You can find Gandhi everywhere, right? One cannot avoid him. Not only in the political field, but also in spirituality, also in, you can say, social, cultural, as well as, you can say, economical you can say, aspects. So he envisioned a new social order based on his principles, where the economic development is coupled with moral progress and philanthropy. He has also provided the idea of philanthropy. Let me remind you all that Gandhi said to the industrial people, many rich people, to form a trust, and through trust serve the people. Right? So Gandhi has also given the idea of philanthropy, and through philanthropy you can also see, everyone may not have the time to serve the society. Everyone may not have the time to, you can say, time to go and serve people. But if he is a rich man or rich woman, he can or she can serve the nation by doing some philanthropic activities. And taking that idea, I feel that taking this great idea, right, our Prime Minister has also, you can say, made a small mention to give up LPG subsidy. And to his, you can say, to his call, 280 lakh people have left their subsidies. And under the Ujjwala Yojana, right, many people, many BPL card holders have got their cooking fuel connections, right, with a nominal amount of 1,600. And these connections, these connections are not given free. Let me clarify you all. But they can, you can say, this connection can save the time of women, and women can think a lot about their own, you can say, familial matters and familial economy. Means they, if they have some time, they can go for work. They can manage their, you can say, financial things in their own home, right? And that will see, national development and personal development, both are interconnected, both are, you can say, interlinked. If as a citizen, if I develop myself, then the nation will develop automatically. So everyone has to think about it, everyone has to cooperate with each other for the development of the nation. Yeah, last, I think this may be the last slide, sir. Gandhi, the universal motivator. Gandhi was the pioneering champion of sustainable development. And any economist, any political leader cannot avoid these things, cannot stay aloof from Gandhian discourse. Gandhi was also the pioneer of inclusive development. So development cannot be exclusive. We cannot say that, okay, one part of India should be, you can say, should be very, you can say, developed, and one part of India should be, you can say, should remain poor. That is not the national development. That will never make, you can say, development happen in any nation. So he was believing in that inclusive development. I think that motto, that idea, that, you can say, political, you can say, statement, sabka saath sabka vikas, maybe from this inclusive developmental ideas from Gandhi. Gandhi was also cleaner of that colonial imprints. So all colonial imprints, whether you can whether you have to you will have that idea of you can say imported goods and all these things, colonial imprints, right, colonial images, they are all they should be wiped out. These were the ideas of Gandhi. I think that Atmanirbhar Bharat is also inspired by or motivated by this, you can say this idea of Gandhi, idea of decolonizing India, right? So let us make ourselves our product ourselves. Let us make in India. That is a very good project, right? A very good initiative, right? To make India productive, right? Let us not import, right? Let us not, you can say, let us not borrow some things from the other, borrow some discoveries from the other. Let us invent, let us discover ourselves, right? So Gandhi was also the founder of Skill India program, right? And Atmanirbhar Bharat. I haven't gone through, you can say, very in depth the new education policy, but it is also some scholars saying that it is also influenced by Gandhian thought. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind patience. I am thankful to the organizing committee. I am thankful to Dr. Sarvan Kumar. I'm thankful to the director, to the principal, to all my dear audience. Thank you so much. And over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, the session was very informative. And I would like to tell you that Mahatma Gandhi was not just a thinker. He was able to change the world and lead India to freedom because of his courage and ability to put his principles into practice. So that was his motto that he followed. He put his principles into practice. And Mahatma Gandhi, he himself has stated that I have nothing new to teach the world. Truth and non-violence are as old as the hills. So he followed the principles. And all I have done is to try experiments in both on vast scale as I could. It's nothing new. And at this juncture in the history of our country, we are facing so many crises: unrest, fear, anger, hatred, discontent, despair, and everything. Even our social and political conflicts are existing in our country. And what we have to do is we have to follow the principles of Gandhi. And I believe we need to turn to him and his values to reshape our history. So that is very important. And thank you so much, sir. And dear participants, you can post your questions. And so we do have a question. One is...
yeah, please, sir.
Just a minute, sir. And so question from Mousmi, I think so. So that is literally true. Development should not be exclusive but inclusive. And this was of your feedback. And one participant here, Chaladurai, rural economy is vital for the growth of our economy. What are the steps to boost the economy of rural area? Because all types of industries are started in rural area.
Yeah, that is true. See nowadays the world has become a global village. Let me spare some political things. Let me spare some, you can say, governmental things. Right. So everything should not be given by government. Let me tell you very frankly. Secondly, one has to develop himself or herself using that scarce, you can say, facilities in the villages, and one has to one has to come up with his own idea and ideals. Yes, and that's why Gandhian discourse is very important, because see the title of this, the last I think the recent program, Atmanirbhar, how I can be a self-sufficient one, right? If I become a self-sufficient, if I become Atmanirbhar, right, in the village or in the city, right? So there is no there is nothing like, you can say, the people, you can say, the citizen of or the urban people are more developing, or they have, you can say, they have more smart, they are more smarter than us, right? The people from village also, they have also skills, and I think that they should nourish their skill. They can they can have their startups, they can have their, they can learn from that, you can say, hurdles too. If some hurdles are coming over there, okay, not to worry. Start from some hurdles, and you can say, make your own ideas visible to the world, right? And it's a digital world, sir. It is nowadays, no one controls no one, right? It's a digital world, and in this digital world, if you have an idea, you can sell your idea in crores.
Thank you, sir. And another question, Gandhiji was a dynamic personality in different dimensions, no doubt. How his teachings are alive in the context of Skill India in modern time?
Yes, actually, Skill India, the program, was also influenced by Gandhian discourse. It is written by Gandhi in his various book about Nai Talim. All right, and that, you can say, in that way, the government has, you can say, conceptualized this program, Skill India program, and in which the government is, you can say, motivating people to get some skill. If you can have, if you nourish some skill, and if you you can say, if you can market this skill, and if you monopolize this skill, then you can earn more money, right? So it is actually it is you can say, it is a subsidiary program of the government, and the government also wishes that everyone should just earn something, right? So it is for the, so if you earn something, you will get some, you will also provide the benefit to the, you can say, your family. And if your family becomes rich, then the nation will automatically reach up, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And another interesting question by Harsharat. Is our Honorable Prime Minister especially influenced by Gandhiji, and so as working out his principles?
Pardon? I cannot understand it.
Yeah, is our Honorable Principal especially influenced by Gandhiji, and so as working out his principles?
See, actually, this is the question for the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister.
Prime Minister.
But academically, if we pursue research on Narendra Modi ji, right, influenced by Gandhi, yes. Partly, he is influenced by Gandhian ideas of, you can say, cleanliness. He is influenced by the Gandhian ideas of decolonizing India. He is also influenced by Gandhian idea of, you can say, boosting rural economy. Yes, he is, right? And these means a human being a human being is also a bundle of virtues as well as limitations. So let us think our Prime Minister as a human being. Let us not think our Prime Minister as a Superman, right? Yes.
I'm sorry, sir. Sir, what is next question, sir? What is the connection of government strategy of Swachh Bharat or other beneficial policies with Gandhijian strategy?
Yes, because see, what I said earlier, Gandhi is omnipotent and omniscient and omnipresent. His discourse is so relevant, so significant, so universal that no government, I'm not talking about this government or that government, no government in the world can avoid or ignore the Gandhian ideals. Right, so from where you can get the ideas of rural development, Gandhi is there. From where you can get the ideas of, you can say, decolonization, Gandhi is there. From where you can get the ideas about national unity, integration, Gandhi is there. So everywhere you can see, because he was the very prominent personality in our independent movement, and he was all over. See, we all nationally we all studied Gandhi, right? I don't think that anyone may not be known of his name or his work. Right, so it is all he is quite influential in not only in your words but also in your actions. Right, not only in your plans but also in your policies. So he's kind of feasible, you can say, discourse, right? Even film industry, Bollywood is also influenced by Gandhi. We have Munna Bhai MBBS, we have many even political events, right? The idea of non-cooperation, the idea of satyagraha, right? These are there even in the modern times too. In the 20th century, 2020, we have also people, you can say, opposing the government, right? In the Gandhian way. Right? Yes. So you cannot. Actually, you cannot. Let me be very frank. Actually, you cannot support the government using Gandhian way. You can also oppose the governmental, you can say, organization, system, or any else, right? Using Gandhian way.
Yes, of course. And so, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And we are running out of time, and it's time for valedictory. And on behalf of the Department of English, I am pleased to propose the words of gratitude to all the members who contributed their help for the successful conduct of this webinar. First and foremost, I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Dr. Jaswant V. Rathod, Head Department of English, Government Arts and Commerce College, Gujarat, for making excellent presentation and making this webinar interesting and meaningful. Sir, your presentation was fantastic. And your ability to interact and answer, giving a response to the question was also mind-blowing. The team is most grateful to you for your collaborative effort. And I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to our respected secretary, the principal, and the director for extending their fullest support whenever we approach them to organize such useful programs. Thank you, sirs and ma'am. And we have been fortunate enough to be supported by a team of very motivated and dedicated colleagues of our college for extending all possible help for the successful conduct of the event. I'm indebted to express my appreciation to all the participants. It is audiences like you made this event awesome. We thank you for being with us. It has been a great pleasure. Thank you very much. And we are confident that the outcome of this webinar will be fruitful to every one of us. Thank you, one and all. And sir, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Happy Gandhi Jayanti to all.
Yes, happy Gandhi Jayanti. And one thing
Thank
is, no, we have to follow the steps of how the principles of Gandhiji. Everything is existing, everything is being followed, and how much we are implementing it. That is the source.
No. See, Gandhi has in his discourse, Gandhi has also said, he has implied that. See, every revolution, every kranti, you can say every fire, right? It always comes within, right? So if you are changing yourself, transforming yourself from within, right? So the world will see your picture, right? So
Yes.
it is, the movement must start from within. Right? That was the spiritual guide. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Really, it was informative and interesting, and you provided so many valuable information to every one of us. Thank you, participants. For the feedback link is posted in the chat box. The link will be activated for next 15 minutes. Please do fill with utmost care because it will be reflected in your certificates. So the certificates are auto-generated. So you will get your certificates as soon as you complete your feedback. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. We'll get back.
Yes, Secretary, sir, thank you so much, sir.
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
So thank you so much for being with us throughout the program. Principal. Principal ma'am, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Sarana Selvakumar.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm happy that you were with us throughout the program.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Directors.